God damn, these lines. Right. Here we go.
And we're back.
Oh.
1 month of rest is over. We're starting again. We're back.
Oh.
We're filming.
But
It's time to get back to work on all the videos and the Skyvault and all that stuff.
But Judge Judy.
But why?
I like to see people get in trouble. People who deserve it.
We are setting up to film Marvel Cops, which you don't get to see yet because it doesn't come out until July 9th. So, I guess we just gotta hold on to the behind-the-scenes footage on things that we film until it's time to put them out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, once Ian gets here, we're gonna drive around looking for bushes to film a video in, and do a community comments. It's not that unusual.
No, but I'm pretty sure I know where the best bushes are.
Depending on when this video goes up and where we are in the production process, we also need someone to play out of costume Captain America, so Steve Rogers, basically just like a white, blonde, buff guy. So if you're in the area and think you fit that part, we might, Mike could use you for like half an hour or something one day. So the interesting thing is we have this, my video list here, and I have all the videos planned out for the next year, essentially, and we are, after next week, we'll have basically everything through July shot, and everything after that is stuff that comes out while we're filming Skyvault, so in the next 3 months we're just going to film and edit together those things. What's going on?
Gannon, look at that. Look at that.
What is this? What is this thing?
This is our 6-month-old puppy. This is Gannon.
Probably the least aggressive dog we've ever seen, so we named him Ganondorf.
Oh, to kisses. So we named him Ganondorf.
Why do we have a new dog, Allison?
I begged for one for the last 1.5 years. We needed a medium-sized dog, about 1 year old, that was potty trained and chew trained. So we got Gannon. Who's 6-month-old, not potty trained, not chew trained.
I'm working on casting.
Yeah, how long have we been doing that for?
Long time.
A long time. Right, Gannon? Where's Lola? She's more of a star.
There she is.
Oh.
She knew.
I think I spent 6 hours trying to figure out the calendars and then replying back to emails for crew casting.
Yeah. We have over 500 people applying for the cast currently.
Yeah.
And I think we posted it on set. It's been a week, I guess, since we posted it up.
Yeah.
And I haven't even checked the emails yet. Like, we've only looked at the main site that we've been using, backstage.com.
Yeah.
Technically that's still going when this comes out, so
do you mind? Do you mind? We're also not having a lot of luck with a sound operator, so if anybody is interested, that would be really nice. I mean,
it's the one thing that we haven't got a lot of applicants for yet is a on-set audio technician, which basically just means somebody operating the boom and the field recorder and the wireless mics and any of that kind of stuff. We just need somebody who can reliably get the sound. Like, every time we're on set, I always take breaks to run over and make sure the sound's working because I'm paranoid and we've not recorded stuff so much, and I just need somebody to handle that so I don't have to worry about it.
It's a lot of money to stare at a small box all day.
Yeah, no, everybody just makes an hourly job on this because it's not union, and we can do whatever we got to do. So
yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's just being paid to be able to not have to have another job and devote all their time to this project while we're doing it.
The good news is we're finally moving forward and it's going to happen.
It is. We are still doing things, at least. Like, we keep... I mean, part of the reason it's stressful this time is because we're doing things like, so we got to release the casting calls this weekend. What if they're not done? We're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
All right. If you are interested in applying and haven't heard that we're doing this yet, you can go to doormonster.tv/SkyvaultCasting. All the roles and instructions to apply are listed there. You can send emails, or you can go to backstage.com, which is the professional website that we're using. Yeah, we have, it looks like we have a lot of slots open, so we can still potentially fit you in. And if we can't, we're accepting video auditions, and there's also instructions for that on the site. So go check that out if you're interested in being cast, or if you're interested in being on the crew as a camera operator or an audio tech. We don't actually have a whole lot of behind-the-scenes footage this week because we filmed the video with Weeble back in October, and at the time we weren't doing regular behind-the-scenes stuff. So I thought that instead I could show you guys some video effects breakdowns on how we do these entirely green screen videos. So to start you off, here's a side-by-side comparison of the opening scenes of this video, unfinished and finished with effects.
So nice of you to join us, Agent Sullivan. Oh, jeez! Hey, what are you doing? Why did you shoot my chair?
I'm sorry, I just really hate the whole rotating chair thing.
I don't do that.
Well, you set up the chair backwards.
I wasn't going to do this time. Anyway, if you're done ruining the moon, I'm afraid you're too late. My missile is complete, and it's launching in 10 seconds.
Why isn't the control panel with you?
Look, you weren't supposed to go into that room, okay? You'll never make it there in time. No, the missile will take out your entire corrupt organization, and I will be hailed as a hero!
You probably won't see another video quite like this for a while because we're going to have to spend a lot more time on Skyvault production, and these take forever. We've had lots of entirely green screen videos before, but most of them, like the Kerbal ones, aren't as time consuming. That's because I just use photos for the background, so after keying is done, that's basically it. But for something like Hero Complex, we needed a full 3D environment that we could capture from different angles. I already had this office we used for Scott Manley's background that one time, so I cleared out the furniture, moved the walls, added some new stuff in Blender, and I had a supervillain lair. That part also wasn't difficult. The problems happened during rendering, and to illustrate why, I'm just going to let this run for a while in real time. Even with my computer, which is rendering on a GTX 1080 graphics card, it can take hours to completely render one image. Obviously, this depends on how detailed the image is, but we're usually trying to get as close to photorealistic as possible so it stacks up fast. If I had a week to do it, it might not be that big of a deal, but most of the time I only have a couple of days, so I've had to figure out a few loopholes to help finish these on time. I could make them sound like clever tricks, but it's honestly just cutting corners. Quality is definitely being sacrificed for speed, and then I try my best to hide it. Most of it is pretty simple, like rendering the images at 75% resolution and then resizing them in After Effects, or not actually rendering the image all the way and using the reduce noise filter in Photoshop to smooth it out, or sometimes I just rely on the fact that I'm dealing with a close-up and that the image will be too blurry to notice how crappy it is. One of the biggest issues is reflective surfaces, which you can tone down by changing the number of times that light bounces off of stuff. It results in a less realistic image, but it takes much less time to render. The biggest challenge is making things move. There's often no way to render an animation in time without completely stripping a scene of all textures and materials, so a lot of shots in this video that were originally intended to contain moving parts had to be modified or cheated. These lasers were going to be attached to emitters on the walls, but by just not showing them, I saved hours of work. The shot of this turret has no actual movement, it's just a still image like all the others, but after animating the laser blasts, I added a camera shake to make each blast feel more forceful and create the illusion of movement. And finally, some shots just don't make it into the final cut. This one was supposed to be me narrowly avoiding spiked panels that shot out of the wall, but the video worked fine without it. Almost every effects-heavy video we have has at least one shot that I've tossed out at the last minute for the sake of saving time or my own sanity. Welcome back to Dormonster sits on the floor of this room and plays with animals.
Oh, Kyle, you've got to give her the rubs. Kyle, do it. You guys, you can't just ignore her.
The big rub.
She needs the tummy rubs.
Knock knock. You've probably heard this one. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow who? Yeah.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting chicken.
Interrupting chicken. Yeah.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting crushing silence of the universe.
Interrupting crushing silence. Oh.
It interrupted you. It always works.
You can make almost anything funny by adding a punch zoom, rendering our careers basically useless. It's the new thing on Instagram where it's like, I don't know, say an Ethan thing.
So I'm getting my hair cut, and I says to the doctor, just a little off the top. Next thing I know, I don't have a cerebral cortex.
See, and all I have to do is take just that square of where your face is right after you said that, max it out to full screen, and everybody will laugh at it. And it takes no effort, it's not a joke, it's not clever, but it's funny for some reason to zoom in on somebody's face after they say, like, anything at all.
I like to pretend that I'm at least slightly funny sometimes.
I do too, and then I found that the internet only will laugh at anything that just punch zooms after the joke, and that's funny, and that's all it takes. At one point I thought I had the idea to do like a Homeward Bound parody with all the Dormonster dogs, but I don't know exactly how to make that funny.
You can't, you just make it sad, and then you kill off one of the actors 2 years later.
That was like a brief genre of movie.
Yes.
It died out really fast, but there was this brief period
Do
where,
you want to
like,
name all of them that I know?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
What are all of them?
There was The Incredible Journey, which was the original Homeward Bound.
Right.
Then there was Homeward Bound, right?
Yeah.
Then there was Homeward Bound 2. Then there was Homeward Bound 3. There was Napoleon, which was really bad. Then there was Babe. Then there was Babe, Pig in the City.
Babe, yeah. No.
Then there was the Charlotte's Web live-action movie, which was really bad.
There was Milo and Otis at one point.
Milo and Otis was one of the only films to show live animal birth and still say that it was a kid's movie. Stuart Little, does that count? Does Stuart Little count? Stuart Little.
Let's see what works.
And let's see.
Stuart Little, does that count? Does Stuart Little count? Babe counts. I think Stuart Little counts.
Ethan, say something.
Stuart Little.
Say it again.
Stuart.
my god. Okay. This is like the most fun I've ever had filming, I'm not gonna lie.